I'm Errol Louis. Are third-party presidential candidates a big deal this year? Independent candidates in the past sometimes have played outsized roles in the outcome of presidential races, even though none of them has ever won a state since 1968. Come November, there are 3 independent candidates to keep an eye on. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the nephew of the former President John F. Kennedy, and the son of New York Senator Robert F. Kennedy, is on the ballot in some states. Cornel West, an activist author and professor who has taught at the Ivy League colleges that include Harvard, Yale, Princeton, and Columbia. And also Jill Stein, a physician who previously ran for president on the Green Party line in 2012 and again in 2016. Now, if any of these candidates receives enough votes, especially in crucial swing states like Wisconsin or Michigan, they could hurt Biden or Trump's chances of winning. Joining me now to talk through what all of this means is Bob Hardt, Spectrum News political director. And Bob, it's actually not that easy to get on the ballot as a third-party candidate, right?
Not in all 50 states. Some states it's relatively easy. Some states you only need 900 signatures. Others you need 42,000 signatures. The other thing we don't know, and we won't know in some states, is if Robert F. Kennedy's on the ballot. In New Hampshire, we won't know till September. In Michigan, a key swing state, the deadline for petitions isn't until July. So this is going to be herky-jerky, and we're going to have 50 different answers in 50 different places.
We've had prominent third-party candidates in the past. How have they done?
Well, Ralph Nader almost definitely decided the 2000 election against Al Gore and for George Bush because he received like 90,000 votes in Florida. And that election was decided by fewer than 600 votes. So if you do the math, I think you can say some of those Nader voters would have voted for Al Gore. And so that one for sure. Hillary Clinton's supporters in 2016 say the Green Party candidate Jill Stein badly hurt them in 3 states. It's harder to tell there because you'd have to say every Jill Stein voter would have voted for Hillary Clinton, but it definitely had an outcome on how close those states were.
And here's what's important. Jill Stein wasn't on the ballot in every single state, and neither was Ralph Nader. All they have to do is be on the ballot in especially important states, and that can really tip the whole election.
Exactly, and that's why we're looking so carefully at Michigan, and we're not going to know the answer in Michigan until the summer. In Nevada, Robert Kennedy says, hey, I have enough signatures, the petitions are in. Some people are saying, well, you don't have your running mate's name on those petitions. There's going to be probably a court battle in Nevada whether or not Kennedy's name is going to be there or not in November.
Well, yeah, let's talk about Kennedy for a minute. He originally said he was going to run as a Democrat. In fact, I think he declared. And then he said he's going to run as an independent. And somewhere along the line, conservative media kind of soured on him. At first had been maybe a little supportive, and now they're maybe not so supportive.
Exactly. When he was a Democrat, they viewed him as someone who could be taking votes away from Joe Biden. Now it's not as clear because of the anti-vaccine message from Robert F. Kennedy. And also, Kennedy just put out a fundraiser in which he referred to the J6 activists, which to me would be taking votes away from Donald Trump. So the Trump people aren't entirely sure who Robert Kennedy will hurt more. So I don't think either side is that excited about Kennedy being in the race right now.
And it was a generation ago, but in 1992, H. Ross Perot, who was a billionaire out of Texas, he actually was leading both the Republican and Democratic candidates briefly. He stayed in all the way to the end. And George H.W. Bush, who lost that election, the Republican incumbent president, says it was Perot who cost him the election.
So he got 19% of the vote, Perot did. He didn't win a single state, but the idea was that would hurt him because the thought by Bush was these are going to be more conservative voters who care about the economy. Political scientists have endlessly studied this since, and basically the belief now is that that it was more of an equal divide who Perot took from Bill Clinton and George Bush. But at the time, Bush blamed Perot.
Okay, well, sounds like a wild card. Thanks a whole lot, Bob. And thank you at home for watching us on The Big Deal. Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage, and click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.